Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Today's lecture is about the phrases and especially the noun phrases. So let's see what these phrases are. As we came across with these words, clauses, phrases, sentences, so we should have a look at what these phrases are. A phrase is a small group of words. If you have heard the title of many stories, The Clever Fox, The Thirsty Crow, The Lion and the Mouse, or The Lion, these are the phrases. A small group of words make a word that is made up of a combination of two or three words. Okay, now look at the larger definition of the phrase, that what basically phrase is. So remember that there are three units in a paragraph. One is phrase, one is sentence, and one is clause. So what is a phrase? A phrase is a small group of words that adds meaning to a sentence, and a small group of words that can add meaning to the sentence. But how can we identify the phrases, or what is the difference between a phrase, a sentence, and a clause? Is that a sentence consists of a subject and a predicate, or it can convey a complete idea, and the clause as well consists of subject and predicate, and clause also can convey the complete idea. But the phrase is not a sentence because it cannot complete an idea with a subject, verb, or predicate, because these are the group of small words. So a small group of words, so it cannot convey a complete idea because it does not consist of a subject, verb, and predicate. So this small group of word is called a phrase. Okay, the longer definition of a phrase. What is phrase? A phrase is a small group of words that adds meaning to a sentence. A phrase is not a sentence in itself because it does not have subject, predicate, verb, etc., and it cannot convey the complete idea. But let's stick with a small group of words. So we need to look at this small group of words, that what these small groups of words are. So we are looking at the noun phrases. So what the noun phrases are, you can illustrate with this diagram. That first of all, a noun is a single word in a sentence. You have heard about noun clauses. Now we are talking about noun phrase. But what basically noun is, you all know that noun is a single word that can title any person, place, or thing. For example, Jake, Brazil, lion, or happiness. All these things or ideas are conveyed here for you and come under the category of a noun. Now what is phrase? So phrase is a small group of words. These are the single words, or phrase is a small group of words. Noun are single words and phrase is small group of words. So group mean it may consist of one, two, or three words. So now what is noun phrase? And expands a single word called the head. How we can add something to these phrases, because we have a noun, and the noun phrase acts in a sentence just as the noun acts in a sentence, but it is expands with a single word called a head. When we add something to this noun as a head of this noun, that becomes the noun phrase. For example, if we have a word, a single word, Jack, but if we add tall Jack, then a word tall is added as a head of this word Jack. So the tall Jack is a phrase. For example, Brazil. Example, the larger Brazil. So the word larger is added as a head of this word Brazil. So this is a noun phrase. Now the lion. If we add a word brave before the lion, so the brave lion is a noun phrase. A happiness, a bare happiness. For example, we are adding a word as a head. Head mean that we are adding a word before the noun, so it make a noun phrase. But a noun phrase is a group of words that act as a noun in the sentence. Okay, as I have mentioned you, that one of the sentence, a small phrase, a noun phrase is the friendly lion. As we have seen a lion here, so lion is a noun here. A brave lion or a friendly noun is a phrase here. Instead of just using a noun lion, we are using a group of words which together act as a noun. Now if you're talking the friendly lion, the friendly lion is again a phrase, but it acts as a noun, so it acts as together. That is why it's called a phrase. As you have seen in the definition, that it cannot have the complete idea or the subject or verb or predicate. That's why it cannot be called a sentence but a group of small words. You can see here that it doesn't have subject, verb and predicate. Now come to your phrases. For example, the friendly line. In the friendly line, you cannot see the subject and the predicate. You cannot see the verb. This is just a little statement, a small group of words. So this is a phrase. When you are trying to find a noun phrase, first identify the noun, then think which other words are expanding it. If you don't know about the noun phrase and you are asked to recognize that where is noun phrase in your sentence and where it fits in your sentence, to identify this noun phrase, you first have to look in your sentence towards a noun. So identify the noun in the sentence and find the word as a head of a noun. If there's a word before a noun as a head of the noun that is defining noun more, then it is a noun phrase. So if the noun is expanded with a word at the head of the noun, then it is a noun phrase. And these words are that how you can recognize that the words before a noun are not the adjectives but the phrases. So it's the group of a word that appears to stick to the noun and almost a part of it. When you are reading these words, you can feel that these words are the part of this noun, so you can recognize it. For example, I have given you the example that thirsty crow. Now for thirsty crow, you don't know that thirsty and crow are two different words, but the thirsty crow is a same phrase, so you can recognize it. For example, a clever fox. For a clever fox, a clever is a quality of a fox, but a clever fox, when you just go in a one go of this word, then it's a noun phrase, because with a fox, a word clever is added as its head. It's the group of words that appears to stick to the noun and almost become a part of it. Or think of it in this way: which group of words in the sentence could you use to level a picture of the noun? Ready to try. Okay, if you are looking at any picture, so if there is a title for this picture, that may not be only a noun but something else is added to this noun to define it more. So these also can be the noun phrases. So we have something to try it here. When you are trying to find the noun phrase, first identify the noun, then think which other word are expanding it. If you find your noun, and now you have to look over that which word expands this noun. I stared at the tall, slender giraffe. Now I stared at the tall. First of all, the tall, the slender, giraffe. Now two things are added with giraffe. First of all, tall, then slender, then giraffe. So what is the noun phrase in the sentence now? The noun phrase in the sentence now is the tall, slender, giraffe. Giraffe is a noun, but these are the words that expand the giraffe, the tall and the slender, both the quality of this giraffe. That is why it's a noun phrase. Giraffe expands to the tall, slender and giraffe. Now here is a question that you might ask, that if we were in class, that before now for noun phrase we are adding some quality before this noun, so it may be adjective. Yes, these are adjectives. When these adjectives are stick to your noun and it form a small group of words, then it is noun phrase. You could label any picture with a single word giraffe noun. But which group of words could work equally well as a label for the picture? This is the most important things, that you can label any picture. If you are given anything to label it, so you can assign a noun or a label to that single thing. But with this single word giraffe noun, you have added a cylinder or tall or anything you want to add with this to defining that specific noun. But you could label the picture with a single word. First of all, if you want to try these noun phrases, first of all give a single title to a thing you are looking at. And now, but which group of words would work equally well as a label for the picture? But you have to add something to that group. If you are giving a noun giraffe to the giraffe, now you have to look for the words, that which words can be added. If you are looking at a picture, then you can add more and more qualities by looking at that picture before the noun. So when these things come before the noun, that it can make a noun phrase. Thank you so much for listening this.